you know, like Aqua.
Wow,
and like,
I'm so moved by that response.
So specific, isn't it? Sorry, it's very specific. And like,
I thank you. Cynthia, I'm going to cry my glitter off. I'm going to go blind from glitter.
No, you both have to stop.
It was
Jesus
the highlight of my life.
We would love for you to be our alphabet.
It's been a really long journey.
And what we saw on the screen wasn't real.
More. Ari, have you gone to BBL?
Beelzebub's unholy name. So everyone's trying to ask the real questions here. What exactly is going on with these two actresses? Because people are speculating that they're trauma bonding or they said that themselves. I think I know what it is. I think Cynthia and Ariana, Cynthia and, okay, whatever. I think these two individuals are skinwalkers because they did not act like this before the set of Wicked, or at least Ariana didn't. And now they're...
Wow,
and like,
I'm so moved by that response.
Now, what is happening? Have you ever seen like aliens come to Earth and try to pretend to be humans, but they're the only members of their species on planet Earth, so they're not up to date with the social norms and customs of what is seen as normal with human interactions on planet Earth? That's kind of how these two actresses behave. Either that or they're both high out of their freaking rockers, or this is all one elaborate form of marketing, because it's all the time. It's only on the press tours of Wicked. I don't know if they act like this when the cameras are not on them. I don't know if the paparazzi see them walking to Walmart or wherever rich people shop. I'm sure it's not Walmart. But then they realize the cameras are on them and they're like, gasp, act normal.
I didn't know that was happening.
It's like watching two people lose their ever-loving minds or they're high off their rockers on something. And part of it, I get the touchy-feely thing because I'm like that in person. I love touching and hugging and grabbing and nicely. That sounds weird. You know what I mean? I'm always hugging. I like that. That if I see someone, I'm meeting someone for the first time, I hug them. It probably very weird for some people, especially culturally. Coming to America, people are like, oh, okay, we're doing this. And then I had to realize, oh, wait, I have to reserve that kind of affection because I guess some people don't like that or they're caught off guard by it. But especially if you meet me with the same energy, right? But I also believe there's a time and place for everything. And when doing interviews, when you're just lost in each other to the point where you forget that the interviewer is there while they're all eating it up, when you're supposed to be taking this seriously and professionally, probably not the right time. So Ariana had asked people why does emotional availability scare you so much? It doesn't scare me personally. I just find it hilarious because when you're being that emotionally available all the time, you're always crying and it's always a thing, it gets tiring sometimes. I understand if once in a while someone shows emotion, so it means something when they're emotionally vulnerable. But when every 5 minutes you're crying and you're on the verge of crying, it usually means that there's something wrong with you or you don't know how to handle your emotions. The only time I cry that much is if I go on a binge watching army vets come back home and surprise their families, their dogs and their children. People have speculated that they're taking drugs or something because they've lost so much weight to the point where they look gaunt, and speculating that's why they're acting the way that they're acting. Maybe it's Ozempic, maybe it's a side effect or something. Who knows? But yeah, either there's some kind of curse on the Wicked set or the movie itself, or this is just one really big elaborate form of marketing. When you see them, they look like completely different people before and after the filming of Wicked. It's really hard looking at their older photos just a few years ago or 10 years ago, seeing that these are the same people. And that's a conversation people need to have. I mean, maybe it's not as important as some people would think because, they're actors, but they are in the limelight. So people are going to comment on them. You're literally there so people can watch and see you. So people are going to notice things and they're going to call them out. That's literally their job. The audience is supposed to interpret the art before them or the artist. You're putting your body out there as part of the art that you're presenting. So when people see a difference, they're going to be like, holy shit, why do you guys look like crackheads now? They're going to call that out. And it's not just the look, it's also the behavior.
Ariana Grande fans are expressing their concerns with her weight loss. They're also alleging that something very weird is going on the Wicked set, because this was Ariana and Cynthia before and after the Wicked movie was filmed.
And yes, as this guy calls out and people are looking at it, they're like, they look like they have ED or something like that, like something's going on. Someone says that some of those photos were before they started filming. Even so, you can't fault people on calling that stuff out. And I like how people are like, oh, y'all are bored while you were also on here watching exactly the same thing, trying to play moral high ground much.
That joy he wanted to infuse in every frame so that when you experience the film, with all the tears and everything else, you feel the joy in every single frame. So I wanted to say that on his behalf.
Now, ordinarily for someone like me, I'm kind of a free spirit. So if I'm around people like this, I'm like, okay, whatever. I've acted in cringe ways as well, especially if I was with my boyfriend or something. And, you know, we're all like poking each other. And if I'm hanging out with like goth kids or whatever, they kind of have that vibe. But if I'm at work, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is how it usually is in these kind of spheres, but it gets annoying after a while, especially if people are trying to interview you and you're trying to market a movie. And I can imagine the execs are probably like,
what the hell have you people been smoking out there?
Everyone thinks it's weird that they keep crying, but what's scaring me is the way that they keep mirroring each other's body movements, sentences, words. It's just like really off-putting. Let me show you some examples, because as I was watching this, I'm just like, why are they doing this? Why are they acting like this? Are they on something? Did they go through something on the set? Have they spent so much time around each other that their souls have just merged?
Whatever is going on with Ariana Grande and Cynthia is definitely spiritual, because this is not normal. How do you go from looking like this to this? My theory is that these spirits are literally sucking the life out of Ariana and Cynthia.
Okay, so these people are stupid as fuck.
Jesus, Killa.
Pleasure getting to know you, and I hope you will be there for the rest of my life.
I will be.
Why'd you say it like that? For the rest of your life is a really long time. Like, come on, girl, I'm doing this for the gram. As soon as we wrap up, I am out.
And I love you, and yeah, I hope you'll let my friendship be one of the things that you're learning how to let.
Okay then.
Anyways, as hilarious as their behavior is, I'm not going to sit here and act like it's the end of the world or like it bothers me to the point where, oh my God, I'm going to lose sleep. It's hilarious and it's weird. And I comment on it the same way that I'd comment on anything else that I see on the internet that happens to be weird or off-putting, just like many people might find me. But whatever they're doing, it's their body, it's their choice. However, if you are in the limelight and you're doing a press interview, then don't be surprised if people start commenting on your behavior.
Wow. What is wrong with you?
Oh, well, I've been fasting for 3 days, so I probably look good.
You haven't eaten anything for 3 days?
And I feel great.
What the fuck happened on the set of Wicked that now all the cast members look like POW camp survivors? In fact, what happens on every Wizard of Oz set? Every Wizard of Oz set has this macroverse otherworldly dark entity draining the life out of anybody who works on it. There's never been a single normal Wizard of Oz production story. Someone always has to go to the Black Lodge. It's why I've always found the Wizard of Oz terrifying.
I have to be careful about the way that I word this so that TikTok doesn't take it down, but Wicked's Michelle Yeoh is sparking concern over her appearance. She is looking very similar to how other actresses in Wicked, like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, are also looking right now, if you can catch my drift.
Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, everybody's talking about how fucking weird they're acting and how goddamn skinny they are, but not enough people are connecting the two. Your brain runs on glucose. One of the symptoms of low blood sugar is being overly emotional. When you don't have proper nutrition, your brain doesn't function correctly. That whole thing, Snickers, you're not you when you're hungry, that's not just an advertisement slogan. That is a scientific fact. Oh, the Wizard of Oz is cursed, they're traumatized, something happened. No, they are just letting themselves waste away in the name of vain.
And look, I'm not saying it's all bad either. I think it's kind of sweet the way they protect each other, or rather the way Cynthia protects Ariana. Someone tried to go up and rush Ariana, and Cynthia got to her before everybody else did. And it's this weird fan who's done this before, and Cynthia was on the other side of Michelle Yeoh and somehow was watching Ariana and was able to get there before anybody else who was on Ariana's side got to her. That's crazy. And you know, people laugh about this and call Cynthia weird and too intense. But honestly, anybody who's trying to do that to someone that I love and that I want to protect, I would become a mama bear with that too. The thing is, apparently this guy has done this before. It's like nobody does anything about it, which makes me believe he's a freaking plant that's just put there to showcase how close they are and to make them look good. Why don't people take things like this seriously when people can literally go up and stab people or inject them with things? Like, things can happen. But the way they're so lenient about it, they just give him a slap on the wrist and let him go free. That makes me really believe he's a freaking plant. But it is nice to have a friend like that in your corner, so I can't even fault Cynthia in that regard. Aliens from other freaking planets need to stick together. I'm kidding. If it came out tomorrow that they were two aliens, I would be rooting for them so much. But I'd also be worried about them. But the one thing that nobody's talking about is, why is it that there's this white woman syndrome, this old white woman syndrome? For example, Michael Jackson started as a very beautiful little black boy, turning into a handsome black man, and eventually turned into an old white woman. And the thing is, when you look at Ariana Grande, she turns from a beautiful Latina, and she's now reconstructed her face to look like an old white woman.
So many people in my comment section stated that Ariana Grande was just aging. And if you have been following her for a while, like all of her fans claim, then you would know that this is what Ariana Grande looked like as a 28-year-old woman. She was a 28-year-old woman here. This is what she looked like by the time she turned 29 years old. Lighter skin, lighter hair, different eye shape. Doesn't sound the same. What happened? It's not just aging. You can see in this photo just how much Ariana Grande has changed, including her hairline, her ear shape, her nose, her jawline, and her teeth. It's actually crazy to me. Many of her fans claim that the drastic change in her appearance and in her voice is because she is stuck in the character of Glenda. But let's be honest, guys, Glenda never looked like that. Glenda never sounded like that.
I also noticed that Ariana, I don't know, like, I'm wondering if she's just pretending to be this way that she is now. Because when she's not around Cynthia, most of the time from what I've seen, she doesn't act like this. I think it's only like a persona or behavior that she takes on. For example, when I'm with my friends or my family, even though I don't really speak the language anymore, I learned it when I was really little. If I were to go back to my country now, I think I lost most of it. I can understand bits and pieces of it, but I understand the broken English part of it. However, what I do is use some of those words or that accent around my family because it just comes out when I'm with them. When I'm speaking normally, this is the way I speak, and I'll still fall into that way of speaking around my family. But sometimes, you know, when you're around people from another country or from your country, you kind of take on that persona a little bit because it's a part of who you are. But in some cases, it's people's way, I guess, of trying to fit in. So it could be one of those situations with Ariana Grande. I don't know if she's an INFP, but I know that we tend to adapt to the people around us to make them feel more comfortable. Like when I'm around cats, I act like a cat. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're around horses, you act like you don't make quick movements. You know what you get it. You're going to try and mirror their body language because you're trying to speak their language. And Cynthia is the green alien. Her character is a green alien, or which she's green, but she's other. So Glenda tries to mirror that. Or maybe that's what Ariana's trying to do. Or maybe it's just the way that the girl is in that world, and she's a strange freaking way of speaking that she does outside of the set as well. That being said, I don't think it's wrong to acknowledge that a lot of the cast looks like they're transforming into the live action characters from freaking Coraline. It's okay to call out the thing without hating the people behind it or the people who might be victims of it. I think something people are also forgetting is that these people are actors. So the things that you're seeing, even in their interviews, could be part of the marketing or coded in non-truth. But anyway, if this is part of the marketing for Wicked 2, that's some strange marketing. It's either gonna get people really curious to go see the movie or just completely turn people off. Ew. But let's not forget, Hollywood is a very weird place. And I don't think either of us have begun to touch the tip of the iceberg.
My mind can't keep off of you. I'm blind, so blind, can't see shit without you. Behind, you left me behind to chase off your blues. My mind is gone 'cause I lost you.